up? Real Estate Pete here. And do you have gas? Well, do you have oil? Do you have electric? What type of heating source do you use to heat your home? All right, so we're going to talk about the 3 different kinds of heating sources and how they make it to your home and throughout your home and heat it up. So first we're going to talk about gas. So gas is natural gas, just like it sounds. It comes in from the street through a gas line, and PSE&G, mostly in this area, is who services that. You have to pay attention if you smell any leaks and it smells odd, because they actually add an odor to it, so that if you do smell it, you get out of the house, you call your utility company, PSE&G or whoever it is, to come out and inspect. They'll actually come and check to make sure you don't have any leaks. Very important, because natural gas is flammable. The second type of heat is oil heat. So there will be a tank either underground or above ground on your property, and there'll be a little pipe that comes out of it if it's in ground or whatever, and the oil company will actually come out and fill your tank when it starts to run low. Now, it's very important that you have an insurance policy and you have it inspected. If you're buying it, you want to have it inspected. If you're selling your house, you want to have it inspected, because if there's any leaks or issues, it can be quite a costly repair. The EPA gets involved because it is an environmental issue. So definitely make sure you have an insurance policy. Don't be on the hook for any issues that may come up. And the third type, not as common, electric heating. So it's heated just like it sounds, through electricity. Pretty simple. All right, so now how do these heat sources make it through your home, and how does this whole thing work? All right, so in your basement, most common, you'll have a furnace and a boiler, depending on what kind of heat you have. So what the boiler will do, let's talk about baseboard heat. And actually, you know what, let's take you for a little ride. And here we go. Now, this is what a baseboard heater looks like. Now, there's actually pipes in there underneath that baseboard that there's water that gets heated up in the boiler, and the boiler will then shoot hot water through these pipes all throughout your house. And that warm water will actually heat the baseboard, and warm air, will start to rise. Now, baseboard heat doesn't heat your home as quickly as, forced hot air may. But there are no allergens, and there's no actual hot air being forced out, which we'll talk about in a minute. Baseboard heating can also be fueled by electricity, so you can actually have electric baseboard heat. For example, if you have a garage with power and you wanted to heat it up, you could put a baseboard heat in there. Check your town codes though, of course. Okay, so now we'll talk about radiators. Radiators, whatever you say, it's the same thing. It's a big cast iron piece of metal that is in each room, and similar to baseboard heat, there will be water that gets heated up, and it'll actually be turned into steam, and the steam will run through the radiator and heat your house, same way as a baseboard. So it'll get warm, there's no air actually being pushed out, but you just have a hot piece of metal, radiating heat. The third is forced hot air. So forced hot air has a furnace, and there's actual air that gets warmed, gets heated up, and it pushes it through the vents in your house. So you'll have ductwork behind the walls, and you'll have little vents that come out through each room, each part of the house. Now that actually, like I said, blows hot air. So there are sometimes allergens associated with it, so some people don't prefer it for that reason. It also can tend to dry out the house. So what they have is they have humidifiers that actually attach to the furnace and throw some moisture into the air as it's being pushed through the ducts. So this is just kind of a jumping off point if you have any more questions, but if you have any input, you have any comments, let's talk about it. I have a lot of first-time buyers and buyers in general who maybe you have never used different types of heat. What do you think? Do you have gas? Do you have oil? Do you use electric? Tell me about it. I want to hear what you like, what you don't like about it, and help some of the people who are watching this video. Thanks so much. Real Estate Pete here. Talk to you soon.